Welcome to Good Life. I'm Dean Wilson. Today's program we have two special guests, Tepper and Kerns from the Santa Barbara Bowl Foundation are with us. They have some great programs going to serve disadvantaged kids in our community. It's a fantastic story. So stay tuned. Tepper and Kerns. The Good Life is next. Welcome to Good Life. I'm Dean Wilson. It's so great you've joined us today. GoodLifeTelevision.org is where we are on the web. We're also all over social media, but we'd love to have you check us out. All the long-form interviews of our programs are up there, so you can see them. I have two special guests today that are local here in Santa Barbara. Tepper is with me. She's the program manager at the Santa Barbara County Bowl. And Kerns is with me as well. Karen was a longtime attorney and is the vice chair of the board at the Santa Barbara County Bowl Foundation, and also chair of the outreach committee, which we're going to talk about. That's kind of how our worlds have collided. So welcome.
Thank you. Thanks for having us.
I want to start with actually what we were talking about a minute ago, which is the Turner Foundation, which is Good Life TV is a program of the Turner Foundation. The Turner Foundation for 62 years has been in the low-income housing with supportive services kind of space. That's what they've done for the first 45 years. The Turner Foundation was focused on low-income senior housing with some original properties in Riverside before moving to Santa Barbara. And when the foundation moved to Santa Barbara and bought some affordable housing communities here, one of the things that we were asking ourselves was, what are the things that our kids get, or what are the gifts we can give to the kids at these communities that they might not otherwise have? Music was at the top of the list. And I want to start there with kind of just music in general, and maybe Kai, you could start on this. Just kind of, what is it about music? There's a power, there's a beauty about music that is such a gift.
Absolutely. I couldn't agree with you more. I've often used the phrase that arts is a tool for social change. I think having access to music and arts education really creates vibrant communities.
Yeah.
It's the one thing that sets us apart from other animals in the mammal species. Is this ability to really create this magic around music and arts, and it's a universal language. And I think being able to provide access to quality music education for young students is critically important. So
has the Santa Barbara County Bowl always had an outreach component to it, where obviously everybody knows the bowl, everybody's been to the bowl to see a concert, but not everybody might know about. And maybe Karen, you could talk about how long has the outreach committee been around and active in the community?
It's been active, honestly, since the 90s. The outreach committee is actually part of our lease with Santa Barbara County.
Okay.
The bowl is now called the Santa Barbara Bowl Foundation,
right.
And we lease the property from the county. And as part of that, we're required, which is wonderful, to have
right.
some kind of outreach. It's not really specified. So it's grown from a program where we had maybe $1,000 a year, and we were trying to impact the schools right around the neighborhood of the bowl,
yeah.
and give to the performing arts education, not just music, but dance, theater, any performing art. And it's grown over the years, and now we also provide $50,000 a year to the Santa Barbara County Arts Commission. And they do a grant cycle each year,
okay.
To anyone in the county, and their grants are for any art, so even visual.
Mm-hmm. Oh.
And the Bowl Foundation's outreach committee has a lot of different programs that we'll get into later, but it's grown over the years, and we give away several $100,000 every year, putting it back into the community, and that money is from both fundraising and ticket sales.
Okay. And so, as an example, the Turner Foundation, just to use that as an example, the Santa Barbara Bowl Foundation has really blessed our kids with dollars, with tickets.
Your kids are great.
Our
They
kids
are.
great.
They're amazing.
I agree with that. And so that's an amazing little example of a community partnership where we own apartment buildings in this case, and we have kids. You have these unbelievable resources and, you know, opportunities. And this is really an example of a community partnership that is a total win-win, wouldn't you say?
Yes,
Absolutely.
absolutely.
Yeah. And that's something I've thought about in terms of in other places in the country. Just the gift of music is such a powerful thing, isn't it? I mean, when a kid gets music, it can be a lifelong thing. It's free. I mean, it's not free, but the equipment's not free.
Singing can be.
Right, but it's a powerful thing just in general to give a kid the gift of music, and I think that's one of the things that's amazing here. Tell some examples of other, and maybe it's the outreach committee, but of other examples of your involvement in the community outside of the Turner Foundation example, with schools, or how else are you involved?
We're very involved with both school programs in school and after school programs, and also with organizations that serve students outside of school. So it might be a summer camp or a spring break camp. I think the bulk of our grant money typically goes to school-related performing arts programs, just because that's who seems to be applying for a lot of the grants.
Okay.
We've recently expanded to doing a lot of work in the North County, and as we've grown, our performing arts reach has expanded, and it's just so exciting. We support a marimba band up in Santa Maria. We have partnerships with Rock Shop Academy, Notes for Notes, Everybody Dance Now, Girls Rock, the flamenco dance companies. So
Nice.
it's very broad, and we
Wow.
really have the opportunity to make an impact on kids and with kids, not just in music, but in learning about self-esteem and
Right.
teamwork and getting along with the group,
Right.
and more than anything, a little bit of confidence.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes. I was thinking this morning when thinking about you guys, it wouldn't be a bad hashtag right now to have hashtag harmonize.
Oh,
In
I
light of-
like that.
In light,
Yeah.
in light of what's happening in the world right now, I think we need a little harmony. Like, let's harmonize. I don't know. Hashtag harmonize.
I love it.
If you're watching, let's do that. Your job
Yes.
and the bowl, what are the components of your job in addition to all the things we've been talking about?
Sure. So I think at the core, really, I get to act as a liaison between the outreach committee in the organization and all of our community partners. So
Okay.
what I love most about my job is getting to meet all these wonderful people in our community who
Right.
who have this shared belief of the power of arts education and
Yeah.
serving youth. I just think it's wonderful. So, you know, Karen and I were talking about this earlier, but it makes work not seem like work.
Yeah, right.
To be able to just build connections and build partnerships. A lot of what I do is really to oversee our grant making programs.
Okay.
But in addition to our grant making programs, and Karen may have touched on this, but we have our community ticket subsidy program where we bring students to the bowl to see
Right.
a live concert. We have an instrument fund program that distributes instruments, both facilitates repair, purchase, and maintenance of instruments, because instruments are expensive to take care of,
Right.
and various other partnerships in the form of sponsorships and things like that.
So you're kind of the quarterback in the middle, kind
Yeah,
of with these
yeah.
relationships.
Very
Yeah.
much so.
And Karen,
We couldn't do it without her.
yeah, I've heard good things. John Palmentary just said good things about you.
That's a great guy.
Karen, you were a really successful, and you said you've had several lives. In one of them, you were a really successful real estate attorney, and that was a big part of your career, multifamily, and you shepherded some huge deals. How did you get to here?
I think my answer would be, I'm sort of going back to my roots. I majored in music in college, and I was a band director in the early 80s. And I've always loved music. I went to law school, raised a family, and I've been able the last 10 years to really focus on giving back through performing arts in Santa Barbara prior to be involved with the Bull, I was involved with the Santa Barbara Symphony. And in fact, that's one of the partnerships we have. We work with the Bravo After School program, which used to be sponsored by the Symphony.
Oh,
And I see it as full circle. I get to come back around and get to give back to my community and give kids the gift that I got as a youngster.
yeah, that's awesome. How can people get involved if somebody wanted to fund or get involved in some way with this specific idea, the specific idea of the Bowl Foundation reaching more kids? How would they do that?
Well, first off, by attending shows. So $1 of every ticket actually goes back into our outreach programs.
Is that right?
Yes, it does. So every time you go to a concert at the Bowl, you are in fact supporting outreach. So,
$1 of every ticket.
$1 of every ticket. Yep.
Right, great. That's good to know.
Yeah.
I've contributed to that.
Thank you.
Yeah, Lionel Richie.
Oh,
One of the
that
best
was
nights
such
of
a
my
Wasn't
life.
that
great
great?
show.
One of the best nights of my
Yeah.
life.
That was
Yeah.
fun.
I think there's two kinds of people in the world. Either you love Lionel Richie or you hate him. I'm just all in.
That's great.
I'm right there with you. Yeah,
Really?
That was a great show.
Yeah,
I loved it.
it's a man crush of
Yeah.
mine. I've bought tickets like 4 months in advance. It
Wow.
was a real highlight. I'm sharing real personally now. Buying tickets, how else?
Buying
But they
tickets,
can donate.
They can donate as well. So you can visit our website, get in contact with myself or Karen, any of our board members. There's various initiatives that we actively fundraise for, whether it's just general outreach programming, or if it's one of our initiatives like Instrument Fund, Community Ticket Subsidy, even Pianos on State is a collaborative program that we work on every year.
Right, read about that.
Yeah.
So there's lots of different ways.
Absolutely.
Do you guys have events, fundraising events, or is it more just?
We have about 37 fundraising events a
Well,
year.
okay. Right.
That was good.
Right. Other than that, I mean, do you have any like signature fundraiser of the year? Or is it just
No,
people going to concerts? People can give. So if somebody said, "Hey, on the West Side, I'd like to see more kids get this," if they could contact you.
Absolutely.
What is your website again?
So www.sbbowl.com.
sbbowl.com.
And also people can just donate on the website to outreach programs. But some of our individual programs that she mentioned, we specifically raise funds for example, the Instrument Fund.
Yeah.
We specifically raise money to buy instruments. And so often when a donor comes to us, they have an interest already in mind.
Yeah.
And they'll say, I want to contribute to getting mariachi music back in the schools. And so we try to set up a fund and get a teacher and try to make that happen.
So sometimes it can be project related.
Sometimes it's project related, but typically the people they look at our menu of initiatives and programs, and then they resonate.
Yeah, right.
There's a program we have that resonates with everybody that's going to see this.
Yeah, right. I want to brag on you for a second because I think this is amazing. But since 2010, if these numbers are still current, and maybe they are, over $2.1 million in funding distributed to programs in the last 10 years.
Yes.
That's spectacular. And by the way, speaking of your instrument drive, I mean, we're boots on the ground over there. We are the beneficiaries of that. So I want to tell you, it is a big deal.
That's great.
It's a big deal.
That new music studio looks fantastic.
Is it not amazing?
Oh, it's
amazing.
great.
David Rojas is our music director. One of my favorite humans. He's
Ours too.
Mine too.
well, you guys have known him probably through Notes for Notes.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. So amazing guy. Thousands of tickets subsidized, 550 instruments repaired or replaced per year over the last 5 years. So this is real money and real impact that you guys are having. So I wanted to brag on you for a second.
Thank you.
Thank
And I think
you.
more
Yeah.
important than the money is the impact,
Yes,
because this is a
absolutely.
direct impact on mostly underserved youth in the whole county.
Right.
And that makes a difference.
What is the deal with? I'm not a musician. My kids did. A couple of my girls did Suzuki violin.
Oh, I did Suzuki.
You were Suzuki.
Suzuki piano.
You're Suzuki
Oh, yeah.
piano. You're still standing. That's kind of an intense deal.
Barely.
Yeah, isn't that a big deal?
Yeah.
Suzuki is no joke.
I grew up playing piano, classically trained through high school. So when I was 17, I was a junior at Santa Barbara High School. I actually did a young soloist performance with members of the Santa Barbara Symphony.
Really?
Oh yeah. So I'm a product of music education, and here I am trying
In
to
Santa Barbara.
In Santa Barbara. Yeah.
That's fantastic. People ask me to sing solo. Solo, you can't hear. See what I did there? But there's something about music and the connection to the development of the brain.
Absolutely. Yes.
How does that work?
Since we're talking about Suzuki, I think
Yeah.
that there's beyond just the social emotional aspect of music and the power that has to build confidence and discipline and all that stuff. I think learning about rhythm and counting and learning how to read sheet music. I mean, really, you're learning another language.
Yeah.
And there's so much data and science out there that supports how, students who are exposed to music education at a young age, their
brain
cognitive
develops.
brain development
Yes.
is more advanced than students
Yes.
who haven't been. And so, I mean,
Yes, I'm a believer.
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I
Yeah.
think it makes a huge
That's
difference.
powerful. And that's another way that it serves that child. It's not just about, making TikTok or
And whether or not they ever continue with their instrument or become a professional musician or anything like
Right.
that, I think to
They still have that impact.
absolutely to have that foundation is critically important.
that's something that I think is so important for as part of that gift we're talking about is, brain development for kids is what a great thing.
Yeah, even being able to hear music too. I mean, there's a lot of science behind learning how to train your ear to hear certain sounds and pitches and melodies. Also has a really positive impact in being able to pay better attention in school when your teacher is speaking. You can actually process that information.
Yeah.
More effectively.
And it's an old school nowadays thing, I feel like, that in this age of technology where there's instant everything, gratification, and I read this morning, Usain Bolt is the world famous sprinter. He trained for 4 years to run 9 seconds. He trained for 4 years to run 9 seconds. And I think about music, and I think about what we want to teach our kids, that the value of putting in the time, disciplining yourself, training, the value of training for something over a long period of time. TikTok, you do in 18 seconds and you try to get 24 likes.
Right.
This is like a significant, and the power and the value of putting in the time is something we don't want to lose in our kids. Music's one way to do that, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
It's a
Now
countercultural kind of a thing these days.
Absolutely.
That we don't want to lose.
Well, and it definitely helps develop both sides of the brain,
Right.
and not just music,
Yeah.
but dance also.
Yeah.
Anything that has related with music and learning either the key strokes or the fingerings or the dance steps, and then being able to time it with music, follow directions. It really teaches a lot of resilience, and I think it teaches kids lifelong skills that they can use in all aspects of their life.
Yes. And discipline
Yeah.
being one of
Yeah.
those, I think.
Well, and even collaboration. If you think about ensemble groups or
Right.
little
Yeah.
rock bands, I
Right.
love going to these high school, junior high or high school battle of the bands type of,
Right.
of events, and they're really, I always wonder if they realize what an important lesson they're
Right.
having,
Right.
in just learning how to be a band together. That experience will
Yes.
100%, relay into how do you get along
Yes.
with your coworkers?
Yeah.
Yes. Harmonizing.
Yeah, harmonizing,
Hashtag
exactly.
harmonizing.
Yes.
The thing about a choir that's beautiful is that they're all singing together. There's something powerful here that I think we're on to.
The
I'm
human
getting
voice.
fired up just sitting here. Like, we need to get music
I have
out.
goosebumps.
Yeah, but there's something powerful about a choir. Like, this will sound strange, but I've done that before. My favorite movie is Shawshank Redemption.
Oh, it's a great.
Okay, so do you know what scene I'm going to talk about here?
Maybe.
It probably has music. There's some
Yes.
great music in the score to that film.
There
When
is.
they play the music outside in the prison yard,
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
And the look on all the prisoners' face as they're looking up, don't even understand what their guy's saying because it's a different language.
That. Yes.
But it takes them to, like, there's something about music that it can take you back to another time. Like sometimes you hear a song and I'm in my 1989 Ford Probe somewhere in it can take you another time. It can lift your spirit. And then I think about Shawshank Redemption. Here's a prison yard, hopelessness, but the guy, Andy Dufresne, gets into the music room, locks the doors, and plays the music, and all of a sudden you just look on their faces and everybody's transported to like a different place. And their hope from music.
Yeah. That is the power of music.
Yeah, it's amazing. Well, it's very exciting. I would number one, I want to tell you at the Turner Foundation, we're thankful, and we want to grow our footprint. I mean, this is one of the things David Rojas, if you go to turnerfoundation.com and you can read about our music program, we want to grow our footprint because we want to see what our kids get at our 2 multifamily complexes on the west side. We want to see that grow. So we haven't talked much about that, but just so you know, I mean, we're David. We want to blow wind in David's sail to be able.
I've had some recent conversations with David that have been really exciting.
Good.
I'm looking forward to seeing how we can continue to work together. Yeah.
Well, we're thankful for your partnership with us already, but anyway, I look forward to more. And I want also people who are watching to know SB Bowl.
Yes, sbbowl.com.
.com to support you. Go to concerts. Is Lionel Richie coming back?
I hope so.
He's 70.
Yeah.
He's got to come back one more time. That was such a glorious
That was such
night.
a great show.
You know, another one of my favorites is Neil Diamond. I'm kind of a throwback.
Oh, okay.
Neil Diamond, kind of the same thing, polarizing effect.
Yeah.
But I love him. So what's happening with the COVID? Is everything canceled for?
Everything is on hold, probably through 2020 and beyond.
Mm-hmm.
We work with a promoter and AEG Golden Voice, and so any shows that we would have would be in a collaboration with them. And so we really look to them for the direction of when it would be safe to go back and what that will look like.
Okay.
And probably the word out is that, not till there's a vaccine.
Right.
And then there's all these other questions of, will people want to be in a social situation where people are singing and whatever? And will there be the economy to support people buying things like concert tickets? Because this has been a very hard economic time everywhere.
We're going to get there. This year has just sucked.
Yeah.
No kidding.
Hasn't it?
Yeah.
But it's good life. This program's good life. But we're going to make it. We're going to get to the other side, and we're going to be in the Santa Barbara Bowl on a summer night with the sun setting. Let's just picture it.
And the moon rising over the stage.
And the moon rising over the stage, and Lionel Richie in his coat. That's what I'm rooting for. We're going to get back there, but we just got to kind of get through this.
We have to get through COVID.
And do you guys need support? How is this affecting your organization?
So we currently have a campaign which is on our website, and actually as of today was also in the Independent, to raise $600,000 to cover basic operation support, since we won't be bringing in any revenue.
Right.
So that would be a significant help to us.
Yes.
Even if it's won't be going to a concert this year, but the price of a concert ticket, you could still donate to us. That goes a long way in times like this.
So you need some support in this time because of how much
we
this
have
affects.
no revenue.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. And we're still trying to support our outreach programs, and the facility requires constant maintenance, upkeep. There are, believe it or not, there's a staff of people that work every day at and for the Santa Barbara Bowl.
Right.
And they're our heroes because they're keeping the place in tip-top shape so that when we can come back and have a show, it's going to be ready.
Yeah.
Right.
And we're
you're
going to
doing
be
all
ready.
this stuff that we're talking about today.
Right.
I mean, there's still a lot to do.
Oh yeah.
So people need to support you guys. Yes. You're a treasure in our community. We can't
Thank
lose
you.
that.
Means a lot.
Yeah,
Thank
you're a
you.
treasure.
You talk to a lot of people, and it means a lot that you would say that about our organization.
Yeah, well, thank you. And thank you guys both for what you do. We're with you. And I hope everybody who's watching
Yes.
is with you.
I would like to give a quick shout out.
Please.
we have a committee that actually does the lion's share of this work.
Yeah.
And I just want to say that they're a really important component. There's 6 community members and 6 board members, and that is who reviews all the grant applications, reviews all the applications for money, and everybody's a volunteer, and the community members are from all kinds of different backgrounds. We have a principal, a teacher, somebody from the county education office, a philanthropist, like all these different
Wow.
people, but their passion is helping kids. And our meetings are so full of great energy because we get excited about what we do.
Oh, that's
So I just
wonderful.
wanted to give a
Yes.
shout out because
Thank you to
they're
all those people.
critical
Yeah.
to making our mission
Yeah.
reach the kids.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
that's
Yeah.
wonderful. Yeah, thank you to all of them and to all of you. And thank you for coming on.
Thank
was
you
a
for
pleasure.
having
Yeah.
us.
We're with you. I'm
Thank you for
fired
what
up.
you're doing.
I'll see you at the bowl, hopefully first thing 2021.
Yeah, we'll be there.
Okay.
Done. See you next time.